Vocabulary list 36, relationships. Remember the sign for friend. A good friend is locked, kind of. So good friend, my good friend. Best friend is best friend, kind of like you would imagine. Best friend. Get together. This is kind of like we're going to get together on Friday night and go to a movie. So it's two um, open C hand shapes. They're not like closed C, but kind of open. And remember, we talked about group and class and family this way. It's kind of the same idea, only here's some people and here's some people, and we're going to get together. So get together. Date or dating is two D hand shapes touching the fingers, palms facing each other. Date or dating. Be together or with, like, so you're dating someone. How long have you been together? That kind of thing. So if you remember with, if you're with, like in a relationship, how long have you been together? It kind of bounces a little bit. So be together with. Go out. This can be like go out on a date, or I'm just going out for the evening by myself with friends, whatever, right? So with your dominant hand, you're going to start with just kind of a really relaxed 5 and then lift it out and away from you and close your fingers. Go out. Go out. Go out. Sweetheart. This is a very cute sign. So you want 2 thumbs up hand shapes with your front, like if you're wearing rings, your rings will be touching. You're going to hide all the rings. You're not going to be able to see them anymore. Okay. Then you put that, the location for the sign is over your heart, and you wiggle the thumbs. So that's sweetheart or honey, or, boyfriend is a compound sign. Boy, friend. Girlfriend is a compound sign. Girlfriend. Love, cross your arms. Love. Cross your arms, fists, I guess. Put on your chest. Love. S hand shapes, A hand shape, probably S hand shapes. Now remember, if you love dolphins or you love guacamole, that's this. Kiss fist. This is love relationships, people. All right, fall in love. This one's very cute because, well, I'll tell you. Okay, so a flat hand shape on your non-dominant hand, your palm facing up. Your dominant hand will be a number 1 hand shape. It starts like on your nose, mouth, and then you fall and you kind of skid. So if this represents a person, you can like in English we call it falling head over heels. I think in ASL you'd call it like falling down on your face and skidding. Fall in love. Flirt. This one's a cute one too. 5 hand shapes, palms facing down, thumbs touching, wiggled fingers, which represents eyelashes. Flirt. Get along. 2 flat hand shapes bent, palms facing you. Relax your elbows and your shoulders, and you just move forward. Get along. Get along. Argue. 2 one hand shapes with your palms facing you. So 2 one hand shapes sideways with your palms facing you. And then your wrists are going to move up and down. Argue. To fight. So in English, we just say fight. We don't differentiate between a verbal fight and a fist fight. This is a verbal fight. So kind of like having an argument, but fighting about something, right? So I would call this a verbal argument, but I think for the sake of signing an ASL, we should call it a signed argument too, or a signed fight. So you start with two O's, O handshapes with your fingers touching, and then you smack. Open your hands and clap. Okay, so fight. And usually there's a sort of a wow, that was a blowout, blow up. All right, so that's fight. Verbally or signed, not fist fight. All right, so relationship. Relationship is kind of cool because it's the sign for connect. So you want two F handshapes, but you want them open a little bit because you're going to connect. So let's see, your dominant hand will have your palm facing out. Your non-dominant hand will have your palm facing you, but not straight up. It's kind of sideways. And then as you come together, you're going to close into that F hand shape. Okay, now you're linked, you're connected. And that's connect. And then when you kind of go back and forth, sometimes that's relationship. All right, breakup. There are two different ways that I have seen this signed. The one in the Master ASL book is, I think, a little more English or pigeon signed English, maybe. And so it's because it's too literal to be ASL. So if you imagine you have something and you're breaking it in half, physically breaking it in half, so you do break and then you sign, finger spell with both hands, up, break up, break up. In ASL, I just see disconnect. We broke up, break up. All right, this next sign is used. There are a few different English words for this sign. So it's since, but it's often used for like for, like how long, let's see, not a question. How about we have been married for 25 years. Okay. So with two number one handshapes with your palm facing you, you're going to go over your dominant shoulder, point back to the past. This is one of those time signs with the ASL timeline. Okay. So point back to the past, then bring it up to the present. Okay. Since you're not going out into the future, it's just up until now. So back from the past up until this point, up until now, or since. And again, it's often used for the English word for, like my husband and I have been married for 25 years. Since 25 years. From that past time to now has been 25 years that we've been married. Okay. So since, or for sometimes, or up until now. All right, dive in. This could also be called fall in, I think, but it's to be super involved in something, like totally fascinated and engaged in something. So to dive in, this will show another little classifier like fall in love did, that little person classifier. This one's going to be legs classifier. So on your non-dominant hand, you want a flat hand shape, palm facing sideways. So your dominant hand is going to have a bent V, like little legs going head first. Okay. And you kind of start, I don't even know really where you start. I think you start palm facing this way. And then you turn and you just fall in, you just dive in. Can you see that picture of people somebody just falling right in? Okay, so start with your palms facing each other. Oops, sorry, bent fingers. Not at your nose, but kind of, closer to you. And then you get into that thing and you just fall. Just dive in. Deaf world is like if you take ASL and you get involved in the deaf community, you really are involved, you would be diving in to the deaf world. So world is like year. It goes from, the planet, world. I've also seen it signed this way, the planet. All right, so dive in, deaf world. And those are relationships, vocabulary list 36.